and creating every day allows me to move forward with my life in a way that feels full of meaning. It's my political activism, it's my relationship with God, it's how I'm human. My name is Miriam Julianna, and I'm a social practice artist. To me, a social practice artist is someone whose art gains its meaning from society engaging with it. I was raised in rural Missouri, in a little Amish community called Jamesport. My mother is ex-Amish, but I was still raised around her family. And then when I was 16, I ran away to go to a college program called the Missouri Academy of Mathematics, Science, and Computing. There, I earned an Associates of Science degree instead of a high school degree. And from there, I came to DC through American University's Global Scholars Program. After college, I decided to stay in DC, and I worked for a local affordable housing developer. Growing up where I did, I was always very creative, but being an artist wasn't something that was an option. I became an artist kind of out of response to something that happened to a friend of mine. I fold cranes in memory of the first person that I loved who was openly gay. When they were born, their mother said her name is Gabriella, but the nurse in the room heard her name is Fabriella, so that's what went on the birth certificate, and Fabi was truly the gayest baby on earth. Eventually they'd come out as trans, tell us that their true name was Ian. Ian was doing work with youth affected by HIV/AIDS and houselessness in Chicago when they started having symptoms like headaches and dizziness and a change in their vision. They had graduated with their master's degree in social work from University of Chicago. So when they needed medical care, they went to University of Chicago's emergency room. But every doctor they saw just said, trans folks are often psychosomatic. We don't need to run tests. You go home and get some sleep. You'll feel better in the morning. A month later, Ian lost consciousness. And this time when they were taken to the hospital, a tumor was found growing on their brainstem. I had my cushy corporate job here in DC at that time, and I was allowed to take off and go hang out with them while they got the radiation treatment. Flying back and forth though, I developed a lot of anxiety, so I started folding these cranes as a coping mechanism. I had learned as a child how to fold cranes, and it just kind of came back as something to do when I was feeling anxious. On my last trip to Chicago, Ian couldn't speak anymore, so I was told to learn ASL lettering. And every time their partner, Patrice, would leave the room, Ian would become this flurry of hand signs, where they were telling me letter by letter where back at their apartment an engagement ring was hidden. Could I please bring it to the hospital and help them propose to Patrice? Patrice said yes, and I was going to fold my first 1,000 of these cranes to give them on their wedding day. In the Shinto tradition, whenever you fold 1,000 cranes, the cranes will carry your truest wish to the god's ears. It's not guaranteed it's going to be granted, but you've got better chances. But on the day of the 2016 elections, Ian passed away. Instead of stopping at 1,000, I fold towards infinity as a way to engage people about trans inclusion. I'm cisgender, so I feel like it's very easy for me to have conversations with people, especially people that don't already have community with trans folks, and hopefully plant a little bit of empathy inside them. So after I quit my corporate job in 2021, I was invited to help with a project at a local studio called Adams Morgan Stained Glass. I really took to the process, and I really love the idea of working with my hands. I have started a project called 1,000 Glass Cranes for Eon, where I invite people into the studio to learn copper foil, and we will build together 1,000 glass birds. But step by step, one bird could have been made by 4 different people. You'll spend the day cutting or grinding or foiling or soldering, repeating that step so you really build your muscle memory. And by the end, the flock ends up with more people's hands touching it than if I was building it by myself. When the piece is done, I want to invite trans and gender nonconforming people to enter into the middle of it and know that they can see themselves reflected in all these pieces that so many people had a part in arranging. My 3 tips for letting creativity help lead you in building community is to get to know your neighbors first. Second is to make time to be creative every day, no matter what your day job is. And lastly, to let that creativity lead you in understanding your human condition. DC feels like such a beautiful stage for understanding our country, and to be able to make art in this city, I can't help but feel a responsibility to be a good citizen. We all just want to understand what is going on, and if you can allow your creativity to lead you, you'll approach it with more curiosity, the world will be better for it.